you've given us great reason to be excited about the West Side. Have you seen anything specifically from the city that they're pumping money into this? Like, are there any other TIF projects or anything along those lines where you're seeing, hey, Chicago's actually as a city backing this up, which is something I always look for because we know people's trends can change, but if the city's backing it, you got a little bit of a buffer there.
So the city is putting money in Austin, right? And the new train station on Lake and Damon, that's the money that the city is putting in, right? In the United Center, if you're looking at United Center. So to me, that's announcing something. I remember when I bought my condo in the West Loop, I bought it right before the Google was announced. But what's already announced was a new train station on Morgan, so Morgan and Lake. And at that time, I thought, why would they put another train station there? There are two pretty close by. And then a couple of months later, they say, oh, by the way, Google is moving in right by the train station. So I was like, wow, they had a deal. The city already had a deal. Probably Sterling Bay had an agreement with the city to put that train station in, and it was part of the deal when they signed the lease with Google. So when I heard about this new train station, I started remembering, I started looking at the lots on Lake because I was like, I should buy on Lake next to the train station. One thing I discovered was everything was boarded up, which means everything was already bought. So somebody already knew, had the insight and already bought. And right at the onset of COVID, actually there were a couple of announcements. One of 60, well, not 60, but 6 floors office building right at the same corner, a huge, and they are not saying it's Sterling Bay. I think it's Sterling Bay because, they're not going to announce themselves that they bought all those lots because the prices are going to go up. So they just said an LLC name, Indiana, Chicago. But you have a big office building right at that corner, and almost everything else is sold. Something else is coming there. Then another building was announced on Hoyne and Madison. So there are some big vacant lots there right after the library on Madison and Damon. And on one of them, the same thing, they announced a 60-unit building that's going to get built. They didn't say if it will be condos or apartments, but you see, things are coming. And because of my zoning, the previous years, I used to go to the aldersman meetings a lot because I was trying to get my zoning through. And it was interesting to see developers from New York coming through and saying, well, we talked to the city is willing to build in the United Center there, because there are some Section 8 housing between Lake and Washington, between Ogden and I'm trying to think how far west, maybe Hoyne, maybe a couple blocks west. And these guys were coming with plans for that area. And to me, it tells me that city is going to do something. Is it announced? Not yet. But a lot of time, by the time we hear in the media, the deal has been done years before. So that tells me something else is going on. You probably have heard of the Metra that will be open at Ogden and Fulton. So that's also opening. That's more like Fulton Market, right? So that's an expensive area, but that will also get pushed into United Center because that's on the border of where United Center starts, the neighborhood. Then in the hospital district, the hospitals are building so many new hotels, new wings, new clinics, right? Well, that will bring even more doctors, more nurses, and then of course the everybody else that works in these facilities. So that tells me a lot of great tenants again can come into this neighborhood, right? So that's kind of how I look at it. I think a lot more will come through because of COVID. Not as much will be announced probably. Another area that I know the city has announced plans are in Bronzeville, but again, Bronzeville to me, it's too expensive to touch most of it. So that's why I'm still sticking with the West Side. Think about it. You are on a boulevard, you have gorgeous gray stones, and you're looking at the high rises in downtown.